respond to that.
Well, I think first, with what you're saying, it makes sense how busy we get and how there's always people around us that we can influence. But immediately, as with that comes to mind, like what if, like how many people am I supposed to help? Like on a regular basis. It's kind of overwhelming, at least to
Right.
me. I think about what if every day I'm supposed to help someone? How can I make sure I reach out to everyone, or how can I make sure I do what I need to do, being a mom, a wife, with my church callings, with everything else I have, a student? How is that possible?
So, does that you're saying that you've got to have a program in your life, you've got to have direction, you've got to have commitments, and you do. We accrue commitments. So the openness can't be a matter of a program of any kind. It has to be an immediate response. So I don't understand how it would be possible to make up one's mind in the midst of competing demands, except by being in the situation and responding as we feel we should. And we should have no regret, no self-chastisement for not being able to do something when we know that we're doing our best to do what's important right then. If we made it a project to figure out all the good things we could be doing at any given time, we would be overwhelmed. But there's no objective way, and I'm suspicious of the word objective, but there's no dispassionate way to lay them all out and measure them. It's a matter of my soul, your soul in the situation, responding in a living way to what's living around us. And our commitments will have priority. But then there are times when we see that it's really important not to do what we expected to do that day or that hour, or that minute. And so we do that. And I can't conceive of any formula that can replace the living responsiveness of a human being to other human beings and to other situations in the moment. If there is any truth to the motto, live in the moment, it's that. It's a very seductive and misleading slogan, but it does have a dimension of truth, and that is that in my opinion, our religion, our philosophical approach to life ought to be that there's just going to have to be a lot of things that we need to do in the moment, because you can't anticipate what's coming. And where you've been will determine a lot about how you can and will respond. But it can't be that, in my opinion, that you've got it all figured out in advance and nothing else counts. This is what you're going to do. Many people have risen to the very top of their professions by being absolutely single-minded, and they've recommended that for other people. But they've left disasters in their wake. So there's this intriguing balance between the commitments that we make, which are often holy and very important. And they will play a dominant and welcomely dominant role. But there's also the living responsiveness, even in honoring those commitments. It's one thing to be rigid and dismissive and uncompromising about how you deal with the people that you're already committed to deal with. I'm your father, and I'm supposed to, so shape up. Not that. We've got to be very much alive to the Spirit of Christ, to the spirits of others, to our own commitments. I think we remake those commitments in every choice. I think it's just all living all the time. I hadn't planned to say anything like this, but I've not said it before, but that's what I think I believe.